This gripsack belongs to Mr. Robinson.
I think we should open it, Holmes. This is what they call force majeure. I'll keep watch.
Of course.
Müssen wir erstmal wieder knacken. Schnibbidi-bibbidi.
Look, Watson, a bundle of contracts. Very suspicious. We should study them carefully. An exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller.
So, dies ist ein Exklusivvertrag über den Verkauf des Prototyps, der auf autonome Weise Strom erzeugt. Der Verkäufer, Emerson Electric, erklärt sich damit einverstanden, dass er das Gerät ohne Mangelgewähr und einvernehmlich erwirbt.
Yet another exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller.
Okay, der hat auf jeden Fall mehrere Verträge.
Yet another exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another exclusive. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Well, it is very clear that this Mr. Robinson received prepayments from various people for his machine.
Und zwar von 4 verschiedenen. Haben wir noch was wir herstellen können? Schauen wir weiter. So, was haben wir? Chesterfield. Bin ich jetzt hier in Chesterfield? Ich? Bin ich denn jetzt hier? Whittington. Gab's da noch was? Ticket. Da nichts drin, da haben wir die Kohlen. Hier drin.
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights, and heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
Das war auf jeden Fall die Dresine.
Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
Also wir haben auf jeden Fall diese Dresine gesehen. Okay, wir müssen eine...
I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate...
Voila!
So, now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson, I haven't finished yet. Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
Gibt's die hier drin oder muss ich jetzt aus dem anderen holen?
I need something long for the headlight to be attached. I need something long for the headlight to be attached.
Okay. Geh weg.
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight. The headlight is attached. The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher.
Dann holen wir mal eben einen Feuerlöscher.
The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. First of all, let us pump the pressure inside the extinguisher. The steam whistle is ready to be used.
Voila, da haben wir den Zug.
Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
Huh. At any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
Also ich würde sagen, dass wir sehr kurz davor sind, das alles schön aufzulösen. Wie komme ich denn jetzt nach Hus? Wie komme ich zum Archiv? Wie komme ich jetzt in die Baker Street? Das ist jetzt die Frage. Ich müsste jetzt eigentlich in die Baker Street kommen. Und da müsste ich dann nachschauen. Aber wie komme ich denn da hin? Natürlich jetzt scheiße. Das hier nicht wegklicken.
A fake train. Ha! What a clever and...
Im Archiv. Wo soll denn das jetzt sein?
The entire train has disappeared. It's a disaster.
Ah, wo haben wir das hingetan? Wie kommst du denn so schnell hier hin? Ist das der Koffer? Oh, wo ist denn das Koffer, Mann? Das Koffermann. Koffer an die Kutsche. Nehmen wir doch den.
Now we have two maps. We must combine them properly.
Oh ja. Ja.
Here it is. There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and Evesham, and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham station.
So. Dahin.
The switch is rusted, but it still works.
Das ist jetzt hoch. Ein bisschen, jetzt hier. Lehnen.
A funny character. He looks anxious.
And he is not an Englishman. This scent is familiar to me, but in order to recognize it, I must combine my associations into one picture.
Der mexikanische Sombrero. Ei, ei, ei.
A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. Ricardo.
You already know the name of this man? Holmes, you amaze me.
No, Watson, I refer to the cigar. It is a Ricardo Tarrant, a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality. Quite an expensive one, too.
So, legen wir schön wieder hin.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
Diese chilenischen Mistkerle.
Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans. A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked. There are others that appear fairly old.
That means that the fellow spent several days here. Judging by his clothes, he's hardly a traveller or a tramp.
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster Station.
So, jetzt die Frage, warum mehrere Tage?
Newspaper articles on horse racing. Hurdle, steeplechase and flat racing. He is a true enthusiast, Holmes.
Betting slips for horse racing. Betting slip. The sums are quite impressive.
It can be an expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
A telegraph.
Hier haben wir nichts mehr. Der Strich da hinten.
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
Oh, wow, haben wir uns schön angeschaut, die Flooded Area.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station master of this station. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
Schön, dass du schon mal direkt weißt, dass wir über gestern Abend reden.
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map there should be a quarry here, and behind that the lake.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
And where did you work before that?
I was working in Nottingham, but I asked for a quieter place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I reported the train's passage by telegraph, just the same as all the other nights.
I observe that you are a gambling man, Mr. Duff. You had hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon? Addiction to what?
We found a number of horse racing tickets inside your office. Well, well, we all have our weaknesses. An expensive obsession, surely, for a station master.
It is none of your business. I occasionally attend the races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
There was a gentleman of Mexican origin, I believe, in the waiting room. Did you notice him?
What? A Mexican? Here in the back of beyond? Are you quite sure about that?
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect the quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake.
Also, ich glaube, dass der Typ kein richtiger Bahnhofs-Typ ist, sondern mit den Mexikanern, durch Chilenen unter einer Decke steckt.
Here we are at the beach that is located near the quarry and Doncaster station. It doesn't look like a very good place to rest. These traces were made by a carriage. Look. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here. Nothing. The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches. The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. The vehicle would... The vehicle... The vehicle... The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. The vehicle pressed this stone into the ground. It would have been quite heavy. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
Der Zug ist im Steinbruch. Wir haben den Steinbruch geflutet mit dem See.
This place was abandoned fairly recently. This place was abandoned fairly recently. Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped. The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached.
Easy peasy.
A label with the name Las Zarpas.
Ist das jetzt chilenisch oder amerikanisch? Haben wir doch hier in den... Können wir die Briefe nochmal sehen?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.